To call the regular session meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mayor Romanek?
Here.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Here.
Commissioner Sui?
Here.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Here.
Commissioner Casabun?
Here.
May I please have Reverend Brian Robinson give the invocation? And may we please stand for the invocation and salute the flag.
Would you pray with me? Lord, we thank you for bringing us together here tonight. We thank you for this great nation that we live in. May you always watch over her and protect her. Lord, may you always help us remember those who are less fortunate. And as this city commission meets tonight, we pray that you would give them wisdom, that in all of their actions they would always be working on behalf of all the people who reside in this city. And Lord, that because of the decisions are made, this would be a better place to live, work, and raise our families. We pray this all in the name of your precious love. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Publics Meeting Act of 1975, was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement in the minutes of this meeting. Madam Clerk, are there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, Mayor, we're adding a resolution to amend the capital budget.
Thank you. Public comment on agenda items only. Anybody from the public would like to come to address the commission? Please come to the podium, state your name, address your concerns. Seeing nobody, I will close public comment on agenda items only. Presentations, seeing none. Bills,
Make a motion to pay the bills? Second motion.
roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes. Any petitions and letters?
There are none, Mayor.
Reports of commissioners. Commissioner Hewitt, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. I'll repeat, we have some people here now, what I spoke of earlier. A little bit of an update on the PD and recruitment. The police department has continued to have difficulty in the process of filling an anticipated 15 open police officer positions. A total of 87 applications were received in total. Over half failed a portion of their background investigation or withdrew interest in the position. The remaining candidates were assigned for full background investigations and physical assessment with an academy scheduled from August to January. The department continues to participate in ticket, distracted driving, enforcement programs, and will be adding UEZ-funded patrols, which were approved by this commission last meeting. Presently, Millville PD has 71 officers on the roster, with 61 being available for duty, budgeted, as always, for only 85. Rescue Squad. Chief Feltus, who's here tonight, sent me an email just before heading to the meeting. Ambulance 26 will be back in service tomorrow. That will put us back to 3 ambulances available in the city. Fire department, as we have talked about before, has now received and everybody is trained on the operation and driving of Tower 7 from Bridgeton. Once again, we thank Bridgeton for stepping up and giving the City of Millville Fire Department and Public Safety Team assistance in this time that we're going through. With that, I would like to make a motion to receive and file the Police and Fire Department and Rescue Squad report for April of 2025.
Second motion.
Motion is second to receive and file the police and fire department's report for the month of April this year. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes. Thank you, Commissioner Hewitt. Commissioner Sui, go ahead.
Yeah, let me first cover the upcoming events. Our annual Phillies Home Run Derby was going to be held on Thursday, May 15th, but that was canceled due to rain. It's been rescheduled for Thursday, June 5th at 5 p.m. at the Rob Shannon Sports Complex. Children ages 7 to 12 can participate. The Memorial Day Parade will take place on Monday, May 26th. It will kick off at 9 a.m. behind the American Legion, proceed to Mulberry Street to High Street to Main Street. There'll be a brief naval memorial ceremony at the Main Street Bridge, and we'll continue down West Main Street, ending with a ceremony at the Veterans Plot at Mount Pleasant. Other than that, some of you saw that cannabis was on discussion for the closed session, so the planning board passed part of that. We met in closed session to discuss some parameters under which, where, how many, and what fors for the retail cannabis places that will be allowed. And we'll be giving you updates on that periodically as we go through that process. In progress.
Thank you, Commissioner Sui. Commissioner Costabile.
All right, streets and roads, 184.5 tons of brush has been collected so far this month. Streets and roads is currently in the Carmel Road area collecting brush and should be done with the west side of the city by the end of next week. Loose leaves, just a reminder, collection has ended. Don't put loose leaves out there unless they're bagged. Next Tuesday is tires and appliance collection. Residents that have collection on Monday will get collected on Tuesday due to the holiday. Any other questions, give Streets and Roads a call. Thank you, that's it.
Thank you, Commissioner Costabile.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor Watson, floor is yours.
First, just wanted to show appreciation to Millville EMS as it's EMS week. Thank you for all that you do. Good to see you, Chief. Still in the process of working with Council 18 and SOA for negotiations. Thank you for Commissioner Costabile, Engineering and Streets and Roads, for putting a meeting together today to discuss upcoming paving projects and potential for grant applications.
Yep.
Currently, some of you may have already seen reaching out to different departments to discuss some of the capital line items, just to kind of see what they're used for. Please look for that in your emails. I think some of you have already seen that. Just me reaching out and asking some questions. Touching on this briefly, as it pertains to the error on the 2025 tax list that occurred, an exempt line item for $19,625,000 was created for a 30-year long-term tax exemption for a property on Village Drive. At the time the exemption line was created, a duplicate amount was placed on the taxable line item, and that was the error. Right now, we're trying to move forward and doing what we can, following protocol that has been in place for errors that are clerical in this sense, and a correction of error complaint has been sent to the New Jersey Tax Court, and that's currently where we are. Other than that, I don't have anything further. I do have something further. I want to make a motion to receive and file a tax collector's report for April 2025.
Second motion.
Thank you, Commissioner Hewitt.
Just about to speak.
That's twice.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes. Good evening, all. Zoning Board will be on June 5th at 6 p.m., hosted here. Next Planning Board will be June 9th, hosted here again at 6:30. A little update on my events. On May 14th, me and Recycling Coordinator Chris Finch headed up to Rahway, New Jersey, to the Hamilton Square Theater. We attended the New Jersey's Clean Council Communities Grant and Award Celebration. I believe we are the furthest traveled. It was 111 miles. If anybody remembers the wonderful weather that we had last week, it downpoured the entire 2.5 hours up and down on the turnpike. But it was a great event to see and meet face to face with DEP officials, DOT officials, and mayors just through all the state of New Jersey. Millville received almost $10,000 more from New Jersey's Clean Communities Council I thank the entire council for setting up this wonderful event. Us receiving more money. I hope this continues every year. You know, this goes towards you know, our eco fair that we have to Wheaton Village, which was 2 weeks ago, and just promoting and educating the public on keeping our community clean. Hopefully something soon. Chris obviously is the forefront with this in the city, but you'll see there is a cigarette butts are non-recyclable, and it's a very hard process to be them recyclable. There is hopefully being soon at locations where people frequently smoke in the city, will be new containers that handle just the cigarette butts. They will then get packaged in a box and mailed and picked up to get to a third-party recycling. That's something that's an innovative project, which I think could be used here in the city of Millville. There's a myriad of many other things. I'm sure Commissioner Cossaboon, with talking with Chris Finch, he definitely knows his Clean Community Council's rules, but he always does a great job. So thanks for Chris for attending that on the 14th. May 15th, I attended the Rowan College of South Jersey's college graduation. That was a very nice event, obviously well attended. It brought back my memories of graduating. It just, you know, it's happy to see, you know, brand new people get a brand new start to their professional career and achieving either that associate's or then to go to get your bachelor's. Millville Superintendent Matt Mazzoni was there. Mayor Bridgeton, Mayor Kelly was there. I personally thanked him once again for the assistance with us and our fire department here in the city. He was in great rapport with that, so he does know well. On April 29th, I will be attending the dog tags and green flags at our New Jersey Motorsports Park. It's a nonprofit for exactly what it is, helping veterans receive a little support and, you know, be hosted at a world-class racetrack. More can be found on that on the Dogs, Tags, and Green Flags page. That is all I have. Ordinance in the second reading.
There are none, Mayor.
Ordinances in the first reading.
Ordinance of the City of Millville, County of Cumberland, New Jersey, appropriating certain unexpended proceeds of the sale of previously issued bonds and notes to finance the cost of additional capital improvements and taking related actions.
Make motion on ordinance on the first reading, item number 1.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second on the ordinance in the first reading, item number 1. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes. Budget resolutions.
A resolution to read the municipal budget by title only.
Make motion.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
No.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
And we do have a public hearing at this time as well.
Open the public hearing.
Yes.
On the budget. Evening again, Tim Sperania. A question about the budget. Going forward, if the budget as it's written now passes, what is that going to leave for the next commission? Are they going to be forced to look at a tax increase before they even look at the budget for 2026? Is that what's being done here? And also, you said you're still in negotiations with Council 18. You failed to reach an agreement with that. So is that going to be put on the next budget also? Or is there appropriation, money appropriated for that in this 25 budget?
So there's no guarantee of whatever increase is going to be in future budget years. That really depends on new ratables, new revenues, and actual budget amounts. There are projections when we're selling contracts. We try to include potential cost increases and potential tax increases. But that's never a guarantee on exactly that's what the tax increase is going to be in future years. That's dependent on factors going into those future year budgets.
I appreciate that. So we don't know if the mistake in this budget is going to trigger a automatic tax increase for 2025, 2026, before it's even discussed.
I wouldn't say it's going to be automatic. There's potential, but it's never an automatic.
So it's a what if.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else? I'll close the public hearing. Discussion of commissioners.
I have a couple questions.
Go ahead.
So if I understand this right, we have adjustments to the ratables. One of them is going to be, and this is in terms of revenue, not in terms of the amount of ratables. So one of them is $756,000, and that's for Village Drive, which is the ratable that was added in the wrong place. We also have county appeals pending and $30,000. State appeals, Lowe's and Target of $213,000. City-owned buildings, $13,836. Veterans exemptions, approximately 31, for a total of $1,046,251.31, of which, like I said, $756,000 is Village Drive. Now, when we did the budget, we were counting on that revenue, right? You counted that revenue to calculate the tax rate and to pay our bills. So we don't have that revenue. So what I'm getting at is if, since we'll talk in hypothetical, since we don't know what'll happen next year, we're short of revenue this year of $756,000 at least. We are reducing the reserve for tax appeals, which is $1 million, that's about what what we had put aside for that, right? So we're going to have to reimburse that revenue sometime down the line, without a doubt. And I'm calculating out this $756,562. That comes out to basically about 5 cents per hundred, which is a pretty big impact. So we have that loss, and we're going to have to take a hit for that next year. There's no doubt. I don't think we're going to be able to, I don't know. I doubt if we're going to be able to increase ratables by $19 million. So I guess the question is, should we anticipate some of this loss in our current year to alleviate a big hit in 2026? In other words, should we have raised taxes another 2 or 3 cents? Should we reserve the, increase the reserve for tax appeals because of the pending judgments of over $1 million? And this is going to have an impact on the county as well, I believe. And I know that, we're paying the county. We're going to pay the county their share of this, $285,000 or something. And we're going to get that back next year, but we won't be able to spend that till the year after, right? Because we won't be able to appropriate it till the year after we get it. So that kind of leaves us a little deficit there for next year. So I believe taxes are going to go up a lot. I don't think it's fair to the next commission. No matter who wins, it's not fair. And I will say this, had I been the guy in charge of revenue and finance when this happened, there would be a couple people here waiting to excoriate me. I don't know where Angel Brumall is, and I don't know where Tim Cardy are tonight. But if I were in charge of revenue and finance and this happened, you guys would want to hang me by the top of City Hall. So I don't know what else to say about that. I can't support this budget or any of these amendments, because I know it's negatively going to affect next year. There's no doubt about it. Hypothetically, oh yeah, we could, CRP could get done. They could have 3 warehouses built next year. You know what? You'll be fine. But I don't think they're going to have 3 warehouses built next year. I don't think that's possible. It just, we sat here, and the last meeting we talked about, oh, we have to do it right. We have to do it right. We have to do it right. I counted that saying, and it was over a dozen times. So I'll ask you guys if we have to do it right. So my next question is, what would happen if we were to say no to this budget tonight? I called the state 8 years ago, and they told me, well, you wouldn't be the first guys that did that. I don't know, I'm sure the laws have changed since then, but what happens if we say no and we try to fix it? What happens then?
Well, what would happen if we don't vote on the budget tonight, if we do another amendment, would need state approval, and we'd have to defer to the next meeting, get whatever amendments that we need to put in place approved by the state. Now, the amendments that we do have on for tonight does not necessarily change the budget in and of itself. It was all what was required by our state examiner. So the city itself didn't do those amendments. Those were to be in compliance with what was required by the state to be approved for tonight's adoption, pending adoption.
Okay, so if I vote yes for the amendments, that's what the state wants. So what happens if we vote no for the budget?
Then we wouldn't be able to adopt the budget, and then we would need direction on what new amendments to adjust this budget.
So if we did that, could we fix this and make it right?
Well, we couldn't change anything on what's included as the valuation.
Well, we could change the tax rate to make it correct.
We could adjust the tax rate, but it's a matter of exactly what categories we want to put that funding into, and that would be pending state approval.
Okay, well, I'm sure probably everybody else is going to vote yes, so you'll probably be safe. But, you know, there is an election coming up. This will be an election issue, because if those guys out there aren't smart enough to make one, I will. So, I don't know if you can answer anything.
Good evening, Commissioners. Mike Cicero from Bowman and Company. I serve as the city's budget consultant. And I do want to point out that built into every city budget is what we call our reserve for uncollected taxes. So because we don't collect 100% from our taxpayers, we need to have this appropriation built in so that we can pay the county and the school tax 100%, because they get every dime. So if we looked at sheet 30 of the budget, the reserve for uncollected tax number actually did increase from 1.8 million to 2.1 million. And that $300,000 additional amount will help cushion the city's impact that it faces as a result of the rateable error. To increase the tax levy at this point only will increase the burden on a false number. So if we increase the tax levy now and amend the budget to do that, then the person who was only going to pay the 3-cent increase that should have been paying a 5-cent increase is going to be paying a little bit more, but the property value of the $19 million loss that Commissioner Sui has referenced, I guess a net number being $735,000. That's a total number. That's the city share, that's the school share, that is the county share. That number would actually go higher, so our loss would be even higher if we increase the rate, the tax from that standpoint.
Question on that, if I can.
Yes.
Because it's related to that. So if, on a hypothetical number, so next year, there's going to be, that revenue is not going to be there, right? That's gone. That's going to get wiped out of the next budget. So that number is no longer hypothetical next year.
The actual valuation of the community will be reflected properly in the 2026 budget.
Right,
So the
so
19 million
will be gone,
would not be there.
And
That's
that's
correct.
$700,000 will be gone.
That's
And
correct.
somewhere that revenue has to be made up.
Yeah, so built into your budget is the additional 300,000 in the reserve for uncollected tax number, and you also still have roughly 600,000 left in the reserve for tax appeal line after the cancellation of the $1 million. So there's a resolution that the state required for us to have that as a revenue. So that $600,000 that's sitting already in our bank account would in essence be utilized to help refund the city for that lost revenue.
So here comes the other part. We're not going to collect taxes on that $19 million.
That's correct, but that
Correct, so-
$600,000 would be used to offset
To
that loss.
offset the part we're not collecting, but it's a lot more than $600,000. It's over $1 million. And
But you
so-
also have the 300,000
Correct.
in the reserve for
So,
uncollected taxes.
But after that, after we don't collect the taxes on that, then we have to use that reserve to pay ourselves, basically, is what we're doing.
That's exactly what you would be doing. That's correct.
Okay, now can I take you to another part of the budget?
Sure,
The fund balance.
sure.
I think right now you'll see a fund balance of, what is it, 3-point-some million? I don't know what page it's on. We sold a property. We sold it for $6 million. Of that $6 million, we took $2 million and set it aside to replace that property. So that left us $4 million. At the last budget, the fund balance, I think, was $750,000. So really, if we didn't use any fund balance, I would expect $4,750,000 to be in it. Everything else remaining the same. Now, most of that went for employee contracts. Susan's still here, she can correct me if I'm
She's
wrong.
right behind me.
Am I correct in that assumption? So next year, we need to make up that revenue as well for what the raises were this year. And then in addition to that, we have to pay for the raises next year. So that's gonna look probably, I think, another 1.4 we figured with Council 18 if we added that in. So basically, your fund balance is gonna disappear unless we sell something else or get money from somewhere else. So what I'm getting at is that money's gonna be gone. We're gonna have to make up for that. We're gonna have to make revenue somewhere because the third year, it's only gonna get worse. So look, I get what you're saying, but I can't support a budget that has a mistake like this in it. I just can't do it. I won't do it. I can't do it. Maybe a textbook budget, but I can tell you this, that, everybody thought the center of the world was, the center of the solar system was the Earth until Copernicus came along, and they found out it was the sun, and they were ready to hang him. And, I've looked at enough textbooks to know that numbers in textbooks are derived so that you can get an easy answer, like a math book, right? They want you to get a whole number so you don't have to deal with fractions or decimals. But that's not real life, and this is. And this is unfortunate. And maybe there is no way to correct it, I don't know. But I'm not going to vote for it, so thank you.
Just to amplify what the commissioner is referring to on sheet 39 of the budget, it reflects the appendix to the budget statement, which shows the surplus ending as of December 31st, 2024 at roughly $10.6 million, and the city has anticipated $7 million in the 2025 budget. To Commissioner Sui's point, $2 million was the additional funds. $1.9 million was the direct correlation to a line item that sits in the budget. I think it's sheet 28 in referencing the repayment for the ordinance that we borrowed money for, or we were going to borrow money for. So that's why there's an additional use. I think your historical trend for surplus has been at 5 million. I think so. So roughly 5 million. So as the economy flows.
Can I address that for 1 minute? So surplus, every year you say you start with 10 million. So you use up 7 million. I'm just giving an example, right?
Right.
Textbook. So we start with 10 million, we use 7 million, and then our fund balance is 3 million, right? The money that's really left over at the end. So this year we had, what was it, 700,000? You have it in front of you now, I guess, right? The fund balance, I think it's on that page.
I think last year was about 527.
527, so that's how much we had after we did everything. So this year is what I'm getting at, is you're anticipating to have 3.1 million, 3.9, whatever it was. So we used up that extra money, and instead of having all that, this is what you're gonna be left with next year, which is gonna give you another problem in the coming years. Unless, of course, you get a bunch of ratables. But we'll worry about that when the time comes, I guess. Thank you. It's been fun.
This is comments of commissioners. Any other comments?
I can understand where Commissioner Sui's going.
Remind you, we're on resolution 1. This is just the title only.
No, we're talking about the budget.
Yeah.
I've been working pretty hard on a budget item, which we'll leave that alone. I need to be convinced that we're going to be okay here, that we're not throwing the next commissioner under the bus. We're not going to throw me under the bus. I'm not going to be there. But there are things that need to be done in public safety. We should have started them. We should have started them before this year got here, in our last year, because
Can you please talk in the microphone?
nobody wants to do anything in their last year when they're up against an election. There are things that have to be done. There's things that have to be done when I was sitting out there for years. And I'm sitting here now, knowing things that have to be done, listening to the commissioner. Where are we putting our, black and white, just the general person, where are we putting ourselves with this budget? Layman's terms. Where are we putting the next commission? That's what I should be saying.
Well, as your CFO and your finance team has indicated, there's no crystal ball that
No,
tells you where you're
understood.
going to be. And as you keep indicating, there could be 5 different people sitting up here. There could be, inexperienced individuals coming here. There could be people that have experience, that have worked with city budgets or county budgets. So from that standpoint, they will be making decisions based on what the electorate want. So there is room in the budget to increase taxes for future projects if surplus is not regenerated during 2025. So at this point in time, the city's budget is compliant with the tax levy cap. There's a tax levy cap that limits what the city can raise taxes. You are in compliance with that, and you still have at least $1 million cushion to carry forward. There is also a spending cap limitation that the city faces, but you are well under that at this point in time. If you need to increase in a future commission, as other commissions have done, whether they've increased personnel, public safety investment, whatever they have deemed their priorities, there is room in the budget for that to grow. Now, is it going to be coming from surplus? Not necessarily, but it's also possible that as 2025 proceeds, things could be very, very good. They may not be. There's no crystal ball that we have. But there is room in the budget for future years for there to be a tax levy increase to support anything that you need to do from a personnel standpoint.
Less cigarettes for you in Layman's Town.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is an election year for the city of Millville, so I'm sure there's probably been points made across to, better suit that. I mean, I can tell you right now that I'm not rerunning, so everything I say, it's not going to help me if I want to, proceed with this, position. But what I can tell you is, looking at the budget and trying to be involved and trying to ask questions, I ask the city residents and I ask myself all the time, what am I willing to get rid of so I don't have to pay a tax increase? Am I willing to give up a fire truck for the fire department? Am I willing to say no to increases to city employees to keep good people here so they can provide these services that we have? Trash pickup, water, sewer, we have potholes, we have snow removal, we have all the jobs in the city of Millville to make this place work. I want to live in a good place, and I want to have my kids to live in a good place, and unfortunately, things go up when you have to pay for it. So, no, I don't want to pay more. Absolutely not. But unfortunately, with the circumstances given in today's world, things are going to go up, and we have to pay more for them. I want good employees working for the city of Millville so they can continue to provide my family good services. That's where we are with contract negotiations, even though it's a big hit on the budget. Moving forward, today, as we're trying to, pass this budget, I want to move on. I want to take the next step and work on the projects we have to do, not hold anything up. We have the auditors here. They're giving their feedback on, the budget. They're saying everything's good. I mean, for what it's worth, what I've been asking and what I've been involved with, I'm gonna approve it. But that's just my take on it.
Mr. Mayor, if I may have my second bite of the apple under Robert's Rules of Order.
Yes.
What I'm saying is that in order not to leave the next commission with a mess, is that some of these taxes should be offset this year and not wait till next year. That's what I'm telling you. I don't want to raise taxes at all, but sometimes it's necessary. So that's what I'm telling you. I'm not telling you don't buy stuff, don't fix stuff, don't give people raises. I'm telling you if you want to do that, do it right. So that's how you would do it right, at least in my opinion. That's all.
I'd like to hear from the others sitting here. Guess we're not going to.
Resolution item number 2.
Did we vote on this?
Yeah. Did we vote? I can't.
Resolution to amend the 2025 municipal budget.
Make a motion.
Second motion.
You have a motion and second. Any comments? Roll call.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
No.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Resolution item number 3, resolution to amend the capital budget.
Make a motion.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second on resolution item number 3, resolution to amend capital budget. Any comments?
Yeah, as this is required by the state, I will be voting yes for this.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Resolution item number 4, resolution of the City of Millville, County of Cumberland, State of New Jersey, canceling a portion of the reserve for tax appeals in the amount of $1 million.
Make a motion on resolution item number 4.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second on resolution item number 4. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
No.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Resolution item number 5, resolution to adopt the 2025 municipal budget as amended.
Make a motion.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second on resolution item number 5. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
No.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Resolution item number 6, resolution requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriation, National Opioid Settlement, Walgreens.
Make motion.
Second.
We have a motion and second on resolution item number 6. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Resolution item number 7, resolution requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriation, New Jersey UEZ exterior improvements.
Make a motion.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second on resolution item number 7. Just want to make clerical, we are on to regular standard resolutions done from the budget resolutions, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Roll call, please, on item number 7.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Resolution item number 8, resolution requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriation, New Jersey UEZ special events.
Make a motion.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Resolution item number 9, resolution authorizing a tax sale certificate as shown on the attached foreclosure list now held by the City of Millville be foreclosed by summary proceedings in REM as by NJSA 54:5, 104.29 to 54:5, 104.71.
Make motion.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Resolution item 10, resolution authorizing adjustments to the tax and utility records.
Make a motion.
Second motion.
We have a motion and second. Resolution item number 10. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Resolution item 11, resolution authorizing First Amendment to services contract with C&H Disposal.
Make motion, and with that, I have certification of funds in the amount of $44,000 signed by our Chief Financial Officer, Susan Quinones.
Second.
We have a motion and second on resolution item number 11. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Resolution item 12, resolution authorizing First Amendment to professional services contract with Taylor, Wiseman, and Taylor.
Make a motion.
Second motion. Certification of funds.
I do not have certification of funds.
We do have a certification of funds. Hold on one second.
So you certify the funds? There you go.
Yes, we have the certification of
Yeah.
funds right here.
I do have the certification of availability of funds in a contracted amount of $336,855.72, signed by our CFO, Susan Quinones.
Second motion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes.
Resolution item 13, resolution authorizing the ratification award of an emergency contract to American Demolition for the demolition of South 4th Street.
Make the motion, and with that, I have certification of funds in the amount of $58,078, signed by our Chief Financial Officer, Susan Quinones.
Second motion.
Motion is second on resolution item number 13. Any comments? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes. New business.
New business item number 1, motion to authorize the following special event on public lands application pending approvals. Positive Vibes basketball event sponsored by J.T. Burks at Waltman Park on June 7th, 2025, from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Make a motion?
Second motion.
Pick one. Motion is second on new business item number 1. Any comments? Good luck with it, JT. Thank you for your good work. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Watson?
Yes.
Commissioner Casabun?
Yes.
Commissioner Sui?
Yes.
Mayor Romanek?
Yes. Public comment portion. We have now reached the public comment portion of our meeting. Anyone who would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name, address your concerns. Please limit your comments to approximately 5 minutes. Thank you.
Rick Cobb, Millville. Sorry, that was a longer walk than I thought. Just something, a couple meetings we've been going to at the Holly City Development Corporation. One of the residents has been complaining about the railroad between 3rd and 4th not being cleaned up for a long time. She's tried to make a lot of phone calls, tried to talk to the railroad. I don't know if she's reached out to you guys or not, but if you can just somehow help her out, if you have any questions, any of the Heathers at the HCDC, and there's like 12 of them, they can help you. I'm not sure the exact address, but I know she's been worried about it for months now. So she hasn't come here and asked for help, but I just want to speak on her behalf that she's been trying to clean up that area for a while.
Specifically the railroad in between 3rd and
Yes,
4th?
she even contacted the railroad company, and they were virtually no help.
I have spoken to her personally.
Okay, very
Yes,
good.
Yes, I told her to tread lightly with the railroad, but that if they happen to have cleanup and some bags, to just give me a call.
And if I may, Rick, since we're commenting, we got to look back to the time that Powell, this past spring, went and cleaned up the railroad from Maine to 5th. And we caught hold of you-know-what for doing that. So we got to dance a little bit careful there.
Carefully, yes.
Dance careful.
Well, while you're dancing, you can find out what they're responsible for and what we can do. Somebody's got to clean it up, right?
Yes.
Well, we did.
So I don't know who we're dancing around,
And
who
then-
we're worried
then
about,
other
but
people start complaining.
Commissioner
what are you
Councilman, I
doing,
can
you
probably
police
talk to you about
officers?
that later.
Okay.
Can I make a suggestion? Why don't you try to use Clean Community Grants to do
Yeah.
that? Pay
Get some
somebody
money
to
and
do
make
it.
it.
That's what I was
So
going to
But
talk to you
I-
later about.
Right.
That's what I was
Yeah.
going to say.
Yep.
I was like, just went to something. Oh, there we go.
I'm glad there was a lot of you guys talking at the same
We'll
time.
work
so I know.
using
We'll
Clean
work-
Community Grants funding to see.
See if we can, what we can do and what we can't. It's the railroad itself. We
Right.
can't go anywhere near.
We've worked
that.
with the railroad before and trying to give them a attempt up cleaning up the area, but there's certain things that we have to abide by.
By, yeah.
Yep.
So
Now, do they have to abide by certain things too?
More than likely.
I don't want to speak. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
No comment
okay.
on the railroad.
Listen, I'm just, right, but if you guys are struggling with it, you can imagine her struggle, right?
if it's brought to our attention, we could talk to our recycling coordinator and go from there.
Yeah, I'll talk with Chris.
All right. It's a shame to see Holly City Development Corporation leave the UEZ. I'm not very familiar with it, so I'm going to tell you right now. It looks like a heavy lift. I'm hoping it's not. Sam Cruz does a lot. Like, back in the day, public property and Parks and Rec were two different places, and now they've been one. It's been that way for a long time. But she does a lot of work down there, and I'm just hoping that this isn't too huge of a lift for somebody that already gives a lot of time and effort to the city to now take on something that, you know, good for her. I hope she can, but I know she does take up a lot. So let's just make sure we don't drive her out of there and burn her out. So just keep an eye on her and her well-being, because like I said, she does a lot for this city. The last thing is just the budget. I'm so confused. I was more confused than when I walked in the door. I was told by various people it was fixed. Like, oh yeah, we had a meeting, it was fixed, and the 19 million's no longer a problem. And then I found out that that's nothing that was right. So I don't know where information gets misinformation all the time. Well, I just want to let you know from out here, yeah, we were being told that it was fixed, and you found a way to fix it, and the $19 million, which once again was a clerical error. I was told the clerical error was fixed. It's not fixed, we just found another way around fixing it. But there's a lot of misinformation. So, thank you.
Robert Wade of Millville. I disagree with you with the railroad, because when I was commissioner, Mike McNiss and Chris Finch, we've gotten out there and we cleaned it. We contacted the railroad and we told them, you own property in the city. Now, either you're going to clean it or we're going to clean it. And if you don't clean it, we're going to cite you just like we would cite any other citizen who owns property in the city. Therefore, we went out and cleaned it, and they agreed to us to do that, or we were going to cite them. And we did it at the Streets and Roads Department. Mike McNiss is no longer here now, and Chris was out there as well cleaning around 4th Street, around 6th Street, around 3rd and 4th. It can be done. The railroad owns property in this city, and they're no different than any other citizen. So what gives them the right to allow that property to say, oh, we're trespassing, when everybody's riding motorcycles up and down there, and they're walking, and they're camping in there, okay? And I've cleaned it myself as a citizen walking through there. So that's my personal opinion. You can do it. You just have to be more stern. And the streets were a lot cleaner when I was out there with my guys, because I went out every day with them, and I went out with code enforcement as well, and we went and removed some squatters with the help of Sheriff Augustino at that time. Thank you.
Hi, Greg Kears, 409 Peach Drive, and I wanted to make a comment in an odd way about comments by commissioners. Recently, I read the city's rules and regulations involving how you regulate your employees and how they're allowed to post on things like social media. And I can't help but think about how the city recently got rid of its positive media. And now, I mean, the media is all over the place. I mean, we have commissioners posting crazy things, allegedly. So, I gotta say, I'm 42. When I graduated college, we were told that Fortune 500 companies will look at your social media. I worked in optics for 15 years. We do. We still do. It's how we reference our speakers at my current job. Everyone posts their CV on social media. So the way you present yourself as commissioners, one, it's hypocritical to just be going buck wild online, but I guess your employees can't. It seems a little dictatorial to me. But on the other note, it really just makes the city look bad. It makes us look like petulant children. Ostensibly, 3 of you are supposed to be my parents' age, and you're acting like 14-year-olds on TikTok. Come on, do better. Thank you.
Tom McGinty, I'm from Millville. I know this is a horrible time to bring up something that's going to cost money, but people were talking in subsequent meetings about parking issues in the city of Millville and how it affects downtown and so forth. I started to think about it. We have several lots that are unfortunately not directly in the vicinity of the places that attract people to the city of Millville. And got to thinking about it. And I don't know if it's feasible, but I'm just going to bring it up because nobody else has any suggestion that I've seen. I worked at Southwood State Prison, and they had electric golf carts that could carry 12 people, maybe more, maybe not. And I know 12. I don't know what the potential would be to possibly buy one of those carts and use it on third Fridays and nights when there are, special events in Millville, where you could shuttle somebody from the lots down on Buck Street or the lots behind the lot behind the library. I know people park over in the area of the American Legion. And, maybe there's some other parking that, they can kind of do a loop, pick people up. I know it comes at a certain cost. We also would like to have probably more of a presence of police out there. I don't know how it's been lately, but I do know in the past there's been a lot of break-ins in cars and windows broken out and stuff like that. Just nuisance stuff. We do have some special officers. I don't know whether they could be used to, drive that vehicle around and also patrol the lots at the same time. And maybe I'm, getting into a thing where the union would go bonkers. I don't know what the possibilities are. Maybe you could get a volunteer to drive the thing, but it may be kind of an answer to at least have something where, there would be a presence of somebody driving around through the lot while people are, enjoying some kind of event, and, keep an eye out. And if there's an issue down in the lots with somebody around cars or whatever, call the police department or whoever and get them out there and, look things over. I kind of looked at them online, and not the Alibaba ones that are $2,000. Perhaps, somebody might approach somebody for a donation or something like that for something like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McGinty.
Good evening, Tim Speroni again. Comment about cannabis, retail cannabis. I think that people are selling it, overselling it. I'm not against it. I'd rather see it in areas that aren't heavily traveled, make it a little difficult to get to. But I want you to keep something in mind, bear something in mind. Vineland has, I think, one grow or two grows right now and one retail cannabis store. I think last year, don't quote me on this, but I think ballpark, $750 or to almost $800,000 in total income to the city of Vineland. But less than $200,000 of that was retail. So right now, since Millville, Commercial Township, and up until recently, Buna didn't have retail cannabis, everybody who frequents a dispensary go there. So you're going to split that pie along on many pieces. So it may not be the boom that the city is looking for as far as revenue coming into the city. Just want to point that out. And also, right now there's problems. The one that's in Buna Township, you might as well say Vineland because it's at the end of Wheat Road, and that's where Lincoln Avenue comes out. There's a little shopping strip right there. They are having major problems with people sitting in the parking lots, lighting up right there, and the other store owners have, voiced their complaints about that because it chases their customers away. So just food for thought when you come to those decisions of where you want it, what's the best thing for the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Seeing no one else, I will close public comment portion of the meeting. Closing comments of commissioners. Go ahead, Commissioner Hewitt.
I got nothing. Everybody have a good night and a good couple weeks. See you in a couple weeks.
Commissioner Sui.
Yes, first of all, the Holly City Development Corporation, when we first took office 3.5 years ago, I talked to Heather about becoming our administrator. She said she didn't want to, but that she would do it. So I want to thank her for the time that she invested with that. It's really, really appreciated. I asked her, and she said yes, and I really do appreciate it. I knew the day was going to end. I didn't know when. And yes, Sam is taking it over. I believe Sam is capable. Heather is going to graciously help her for a while, which I appreciate again. We'll have another assistant helping Sam as well. So that'll be done. I'm confident Sam can handle it. She has given up, and I might as well tell them now, she has given up her duties as mayor to the secretary in order to facilitate this. So that frees up a significant amount of time for her. Susan, you guys auditors, I want to thank you guys for coming in. I won't say it was a pleasure, but in my weird way, I had fun. So, and I'm glad you brought up social media, Mr. Kears, because I'm going to tell you a couple things. First, I've been kicked off many of the Millville Facebook pages. There is another one, Millville, New Jersey Progress. If you have questions you want to ask me, you can ask me there if you don't want to do it in public. I'll answer them. Make your comments. I won't censor them. Some of you also may have seen some political satire that was posted making fun of my fellow commissioners, and shortly there will be one of me making fun of me. I'm okay with it. It's satire. I enjoy it. You believe you got to have some fun doing this stuff, because sitting up here listening to this stuff is not fun. Not most of the time. So I will continue to do what I do. Most of you guys sitting here know what I do. I'm not going to stop. I am what I am. And that's the way it's going to go. So progress.
Commissioner Casabun, said it right.
Yes. First, I want to acknowledge all the EMS workers. Thank you for what they do. They put their life on the lines every day to help our community. Thank you. Geez, Commissioner Sui, I could make you president of my fan club for your satire of me.
Well, you want some more? I'll
I'm-
have the guy draw up some more
You know
for
what?
you if you like. No problem.
There you go. Yes, I will work with Chris, and we'll see what we can do with the railroad. It's a very, very touchy subject, but thank you all. We're well aware of what's out there. And with that, that's all I have.
Thank you, Commissioner Casabun. Vice Mayor Watson.
I got a couple of things, but I don't know where to start. Brock, did you want to make a comment? When Mr. Cott was up here, he was asking about the concern, and just if you can give your side of it, maybe it's better explained than mine.
I think that, what happened was there was a $19,625,000 assessment on the Village Drive property, which was correct. That got overwritten, however, on the exempt portion of the assessment because it's under long-term tax abatement. So they have a tax abatement. They don't have to pay taxes on the value of their improvement. So there wasn't any loss. The city just thought it had more ratables than it actually did for a few months. There is a complaint in tax court, and we have had discussions with the attorney for Village Drive, and there's going to be a stipulation of settlement, I believe, that will enter the correct amount of the assessment. But if the correct assessment had been entered initially, we would be receiving no ratables from that property because it's under a long-term tax exemption. Can't get ratables out of it. So if you look at it that way, there isn't a loss to the city. There was just a assessment error of the assessed value.
With that, I want to bring up accountability. So a mistake is unintentional. Commissioner Sui, you mentioned, in the past meeting that your action caused 4 investigations based on you doing your job. So you know the outcome of your actions, and you still act out upon them. So the city investigating your complaints and your weird way is irresponsible use of tax money. So if you want to start with accountability, I think you should start with yourself.
Well, that's a bunch of bullshit right there, but go ahead.
Oh, maybe we should count up how much
Please
money-
refrain from using, it's his time to talk. Thank you. Go ahead, Vice Mayor. That's all I got. Well then, I made a clerical error. I said April 29th. I wrote April 29th. We're not even in April. Dog tags and green flags is May 29th. It starts at 8 a.m. at New Jersey's Motorsports Park, and it is a right to heal Veterans Drone Training Program. I will be there at noon. I am expected to speak and talk with Miss Lisa Regina. I have not met her yet, only just through email. She's a survivor and advocate for the founder of the 501c3 nonprofit. So that was a clerical error on my behalf. Also, for Public Affairs Department, we now have the public, we now need the public input for the 2025-2029 consolidated plan. Millville residents are encouraged to participate in the survey to provide input to community needs and priorities. The survey can be found on the city website under the latest news tab. Please encourage everyone to submit that survey. I also, since I don't know where it went. Also, there is no influence like the influence of habit. Gilbert Parker. And April was a bad month for all of us here in the city of Millville, with 3 lives senselessly lost due to tragedy. But when somebody loses their life that you know very well in your family, and especially somebody that you know through your entire life, them being, to me, another father figure, I just want to pay homage to Steve Dupnock, as he did pass away. And we did have his funeral yesterday. So to the entire Dupnock family, we're all here for you, just like everybody else was here for all of us during the month of April. So may you rest in peace. Adjournment, please.
Make motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.